When you were younger, you were raised at being said that blood family matters because your parents told you to. If you are new here, welcome. I'm a relationship and marriage expert. I advise entrepreneurs to revolutionize their marriage and their relationship and take their sex life to the next level. Today, I want to talk to you guys about those blood family matters. And it's Liana Hadi.
I'm an entrepreneur. I built multiple successful businesses. I teach people how to build their business into a successful business or start making money online and build a business if they have not yet. I teach about making money online, building a business, and advertising and marketing.
If you want to check that out, the links will be below this description.
I forgot that part, but yeah.
So, does blood family matters?
No.
No. Why? Because when you were younger, you were raised at being said that blood family matters because your parents told you to. But when you were treating bad by them and you still dealt with it because you thought that blood family, something that you cannot break, is something that the bond that you just there because somehow you have the same DNA, the same face, the same hair, or that they raise you and feed you and put a roof above your head, and that's why you feel like you owe them. When you were raised like that, you will feel like this tremendous amount of owing back to them, and you have to do something back, or you feel like you have
like
to
a tremendous debt.
Yeah, tremendous debt that you owe your family. And I know some American, actually a lot of Americans are not like that. I know a lot of American family, they actually put their kids out there and they want their kids to move out by their age of 18 to 19. Now maybe even 20. But they don't feel like they need to owe them anything. But a lot of in Asian culture that I have noticed,
it's the same thing in Middle Eastern culture.
But
less. It's less than Asian culture for sure.
I felt like it's less of an extreme.
Yeah.
Where your parents would make, in Asian culture, like you have to be good at school, you have to obey your parents, you have to obey your teacher, and then you have to have some kind of doctor or lawyer or a accountant degree to be able to success in life. But however, it is all wrong. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit background, my story, and his background story, why really blood family doesn't matter when they don't care about you. When I was younger, my family were not happy, and my family were very abusive. My dad was sexually assaulted me, and my mom was physically abused me a lot until I was 12-year-old. As I grow up, they never support me with anything in life. They always try to make me feel really shitty about myself. They make me feel like I'm a worthless person and I have to rely on them, and I cannot go out in the world and be by myself. And they feel like I am just really weak and I just not going to be able to make it without them. So that's what they were doing as I was growing up. Same with my sister, they were doing the same thing as well. When I met Jahan, they were being very, very extremely racist toward him just because he is part Middle Eastern, half Middle Eastern, and part of Iran.
It's Middle Eastern.
Turkish.
Yeah, it's Middle Eastern.
I don't
know. European.
And European. And American.
And American.
He's the whole world. When I told him that you are my world, I literally meant it. He's the whole world. So they were just being extreme racist and have a lot racist comment. And I just love him, and I didn't really care what they say, and they would try to break us off so many times. Especially when it was time that we went back to Vietnam together one vacation. When we went back to Vietnam one vacation because it was my sister's wedding. And I thought that they were already cleared ahead, and
Like they saw the light.
they saw the light, the end of the tunnel. That he was a good guy. He was a guy that there for their daughter and take care of their daughter. Nope, it was not like that. It was always about something that if I don't do, because they took care of me, because of where they put me to, and because of how much money they gave me and how much money they put in my school, they never let me forget it. They always remind me that you're in debt with us, and that's why you need to listen to us. And I mean, they didn't try to going around by saying that. They literally say it directly to me that I am in deep debt with them, and there's no way that I can get out of it, and I just have to pay it back by listening to them and obligated to whatever they do. So
Your entire life, right?
Yeah, my entire life. And that's what they expected me to do, and that's what they told me to do, and I did until I met him. And I just thought that, okay, blood family, yeah, that's why I felt like this big obligate toward my blood family because I was raised being like that. So when I met him, I just felt like, why do I need to listen to them anymore? Because I fell in love with this person. Why don't they support me? So until the summer I brought him back to Vietnam, I was trying to get into them that, hey, I care about this person a lot, and I hope you care about this person too. Why are you being so ridiculous toward my boyfriend back then? Him, in case you didn't know. So when
You didn't tell them about the other 4?
What for?
The other 4 boyfriends.
What for boyfriend?
The other ones.
Why dating you?
Yeah. You had 5, right?
And that's my husband's.
Oh, your other 4 husbands.
No, 6.
6.
Yes.
6. Oh, I thought it was 4.
You're like
I was the 5th.
you're like the 20th.
Oh.
Yeah, after that,
so you're just not with
I
them
just
anymore?
kind of went around and.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Very, very
My dad is very open.
I'm glad you were experimenting.
Ooh, I'm experienced. But so I just thought that they were going to accept him because he was invited to my sister's wedding, and it's a big thing. And when we went back there, I thought that they finally saw the light, the end of the tunnel, where they finally realized that he's the one for me. But oh, how wrong was I? So when I went back to Vietnam, everything went smoothly. Everyone around me loves him except for my mom, my sister, and one of my cousins. They just extremely have this hatred toward him, and they just treated him very badly. My sister didn't show it as much, but she still didn't like him. My cousin just flat out rude to him, and my mom was just flat out rude to him as well. And I just didn't understand it until the day that I went. I was supposed to go back to America with Jahan, and we were supposed to go back together and so I can continue my study abroad in the US. When I went to the US study abroad, after a year I met Jahan and we moved in together, and that's how everything happened, and that's how I was able to bring him back to Vietnam. And at first I thought that no, they're my blood family, so they would never do that to me. But Jahan already told me like, hey, honestly, I think that they really hid the passport from you. And I just didn't believe him because I thought that, okay, I understand it, like they my family and they want to, I didn't understand, I thought they were just being protective because that's how they were acting in my entire life. They were very protective, they didn't let me go out with anyone, they didn't let me go out with.
They controlled you. They
controlled me to the point that how I eat, how I drink sometimes, and literally. And I let them. That was my fault completely. I'm saying here, it was my fault completely for letting them treat me like that. Like when it comes down to it, it's not their fault really. It's my fault that I let them treat me like that. So when it come back to the story where I just realized that they hid my passport away.
Wait, you know a good example?
What?
You said it's your fault for letting them treat you like that. A lot of people I know, they're gonna say, no, it wasn't your fault, they're just messed up people. But it's like telling a turtle not to be slow.
Pretty much.
That's just how they are. That's their personality.
Yeah, and it's your choice to be around them or not.
Yeah, exactly. Just separate yourself from them and be around different people.
Yeah.
But you just decided to stay around them and be around them. And
because I was weak.
People. Yeah.
I was
at the point.
at
the time.
Yeah, at the time I was really weak. I relied on them because I felt like if I go out there, I'm gonna get smushed and done. So I was just scared. I was just really scared. I was a scared little kid. So when that happened, I just felt this really anger in my body when I found out that my mom actually hid the password away from me. But to be exact, my sister did it with her. And she was just in that team and so didn't want me to go back to America. And when I found out that she hid the password away, Jahan already went back to America without me, and I was devastated. I was so upset.
I didn't want to either.
Yeah, but he only had a short visa, so that's why he couldn't really stay longer with me. So when that happened, we were in a long distance relationship, and it was a great test between me and Jahan. I have been in long distance relationship with different people. It never really worked out, honestly, with anyone except for him. The reason it worked out was that because I just have this strong passion of leaving my family behind, because I knew at that point they did not give a single fuck about me. And the only thing that they care about was themselves and their benefit, because they were scared why I was with Jahan. They saw that I was very happy. They saw that I was very independent without them. They saw that I was able to do everything without them. So they were scared. When they were so scared, that's why they hid my passport away, and they wanted to move me to Australia instead of America. But it didn't happen. After a while, I was still renting an apartment in America, and I didn't tell them that I went back for good. So I was owing a little bit of money for the rent, and it was back up.
Back rent.
What?
It's called back rent.
Back rent. I would back rent.
You're back owed rent.
And it was a month late. And I couldn't break the lease either. It was in my name, and I was not there, and I was supposed to owing a lot of money to them. And I told my mom that, and she was like, okay, fine, I will go back to America with you, because she was scared that I'm gonna escape and not coming back to America. Well, little as she knew that when I went back to America, I just decided to leave her right away after we went to her friend's house. And I just took my bag and I just I just gave her the letters. She knew what was happening, so she tried to grab me and tried to
force you to stay.
Force me to stay with her.
Like physically force you.
Yeah.
Well, after you came in.
She was
right?
literally physically hurting me by digging her nail into my arm and would not let me go. Honestly, until this day, talking about it is a little bit scary still for me, how possessive my mother was. And I have a lot of friends that was backing me up back then. And he was there, and I was so happy seeing him. And after that, she was just saying all this stuff that I don't remember exactly anymore. One thing that stood out the most, that she said that if you leave, I'm gonna die. I was still loving her as my mother. And it's like, no, don't say that. And it's like, okay, but if you leave, I'm gonna die right here. I'm like, okay, if you wanna die, then let's die together, because I cannot stand I could not stand a thought that my mother would kill herself because of me. So I was like, you wanna die, then let's go die together. And I thought that, okay, when she's hear that, she probably like, no, I don't want you to kill yourself. Like, hey, let's talk about it. That's what I thought in my head. But turned out she's like, okay, let's go kill ourselves together. And I was like, oh my God, you're crazy. Like, she is mentally crazy. So I just left with the car, and one of my friends just drove us off. And she was trying to say that he was kidnapping me. My friend was kidnapping me.
And I was sitting there waiting.
I know.
Waiting.
And she was just making all the story up, and her friend came back home, saw all the situation, and of course she was in her side and said that, no, you kidnapped her, oh no.
And I was sitting there and explaining everything very slowly and showing the entire video of exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I was like, I personally left because you were hurting me physically and you wanted me to die with you. So I just realized that no, there's no nothing for me.
And held the passport.
And the health passport. So after that, I thought I was gonna leave my family for good, but then I gave them a chance again because again, blood family, I thought it matters. And it just kept happening over and over again. She was being racist, she didn't care about me. Until one day, I just honestly got so sick of it and I just wrote her an email and left. And until this day, I think after 3 years, I haven't talked to my family in 3 years now. And I have no idea how they're doing. I have no idea where they are. They're probably in the same house. I have no idea. And honestly, until now, me as a person have grew so much. I have become so much better as a person. I was able to grow and be more independent and be much more loving myself. I used to hate myself back then. I hated myself. Like, probably I hated myself the most in the entire world. If I hate anyone else, me, myself, I hated it most because I allowed them to let me feel like that for such a long time. So that's why when I got rid of talking to them, got rid of everything about them in my head and completely just leave them in my past, I grew so much and I was able to achieve so many things in life now. I am now a professional relationship and marriage expert where I have helped so many people, and I also already launched a course about marriage, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that.
You're about to launch your second and third one too.
Yeah, I'm about to launch my second and third one course too. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that. And honestly, if you think that I didn't feel bad, oh, I did. I was so many times I wanted to go talk to them again, but I knew that I had to cut it off. I knew that I cannot be weak again. I knew that if I'm going to turn around and be with those toxic people, I'm just gonna be never successful or happy in my entire life. So if you ever feel like your family just striking you down, not supporting you, then honestly, leave them. You should be around with people that support you. Blood family doesn't matter if they don't love you, if they don't support you.
That goes for anyone. It's not just blood family.
He is
anyone.
my family.
Anyone that doesn't support you, you should just cut them off, get rid of them.
Yeah, I love him more than anyone else I have a love, and he cares about me.
I love her more than anyone else I've ever met.
Yeah.
And she's more supportive than anyone else I've ever met. Way more than my family.
Mm-hmm. And that's turned to a story of his family.
Okay, long story short, my mother was abusive, my father was abusive in a different way. My mother was physically abusive. She would lock us outside all the time, not give us food, not give us water for the entire time that we were always with her. That happened for multiple years. My mother and father were basically separated. They were divorced, and my mother got custody of me. Anytime she had custody of us, she would lock us outside, beat us, not give us food, not give us water. That's the greatly compressed version of it. Yeah, she dislocated my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then there was multiple times the cops were called because of how much she was beating me. The neighbors helped us multiple times because of how much she was beating me. A whole bunch of different stuff. And then on top of that, my father was abusive in a different way. Not physically, but mentally.
Emotionally.
Emotionally, yeah. He would basically come in whenever I was working on something, and because he didn't agree and he didn't think computers could make money or be profitable or build a business on. Since I was 14, I've been into business and been into online business and stuff. Anytime he would be pissed about something, he would come take it out on me, come yell at me, tell me I'm worthless, useless, all that kind of stuff. And then he would come destroy all my stuff. And every time I would have to buy new equipment, every single time he would come back in and destroy my stuff somehow. Anytime I got something, he wouldn't like it, and he would come destroy it. Every single time. That's basically the summary of everything. And then at 17, I moved out, and basically slowly stopped talking to my family, and I just grew more and more successful and more happy with my life the more I cut my family off, because it wasn't just that part of my family, like mother and father, that wasn't good. It was most of my family. Like, most of them aren't supportive. They don't care about what I do. They're not helpful in any way. They actually they negatively impacted my life. They're very rude, disrespectful. They don't care about me. They don't try to help me in any way. they try to do the opposite and just drag me down as much as they can because I'm more successful and do more with my life than they do. So they don't like that, and therefore they try to take it out on me. So I just cut them off.
They try to use you too.
Yeah, they try to use me for money and a lot of other stuff all the time. Basically, every time I talk to them, they somehow try to use me for something. So I just cut them off. I just stopped talking to them. So now most of my family, I don't talk to. I talk to one person in my family once in a while. Everyone else I cut off, and I have grown and improved so much in my life over the last 4 or 5 years, ever since I started doing that, and just more and more I just grew and I'm just so much more successful and so much happier ever since I cut them off, and ever since I've been with her. She's been more supportive and literally the opposite of my family. She's been more supportive, more helpful. She's been
Yeah, he was super supportive of me, and my family have never done that to me either.
Yeah, my family didn't either for me, but she was different. She loved me, she cared about me, she showed all of that all the time. I'm very appreciative of that.
I appreciate you too.
But anyways, that's the greatly shortened, condensed version. I have the video, my video on my channel right here, right there. And we'll also have it in the description as well if you want to watch the full video.
Right here, if you want to find out more about his childhood.
You pointed at my head, so what? It's going to be over my head? I guess it'll be over my head then, for a few days.
But I know a lot of people out there, they just feel like they're so trapped in with their family because they are blood family. But honestly, family are people that support you, love you, no matter what. And if they don't do that, they are not your family. And if you keep surrounding yourself and you feel like you cannot get out of it, then it's just an excuse.
I also cut my friends off too because they didn't help me or support me.
Same with my friends too.
Yeah.
They were not supportive. They were very selfish, and I was selfish as a person when I was before too, because I was surrounded myself with selfish people. So I became selfish, but when I realized that selfish doesn't do anything good, selfish only make you worse as a person, and it didn't help me gain any personal gain. So when I cut everyone off in my life,
it didn't help you improve your life.
Yeah, improve my life. So I just cut everyone off, even my friends. So when that happened, I felt so much better, and I was able to improve myself much better. If you saying that you cannot cut your family off because they're blood, and you feel like you're in big debt with them and this and that, just an excuse. That is just an excuse that you don't want to leave because you're too weak to leave.
Yeah, don't allow yourself to make excuses for why your life shouldn't be better, or why you shouldn't improve yourself and improve your life. If people are dragging you down, cut them off.
Yeah.
Because you don't deserve it.
Yeah, you don't deserve it. I believe that everybody in this world deserves to be happy. But if you don't allow yourself to do so, then you're not going to be happy, and you're just gonna put yourself into this deep black hole that you feel like you can never get out. Nothing is ever too late. No matter if you're married to someone after 20 years and they treat you like a completely piece of trash, you should leave them, because why would you allow anyone to treat you so worthless like that? Even your family, if you feel like your family doesn't treat you or they don't deserve you, probably don't, and just leave you and find people that actually love you and bring happiness in your life, because you do deserve happiness. Everybody in this earth deserves happiness. I even believe animals deserve happiness, even though I know that is not impossible because we eat animals, but you know.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, I mean like everything in this earth, it deserves happiness. Okay. That's how gullible I am.
No, you're just nice.
But yeah, so don't make excuses for yourself that that you're in a big debt, or you feel like they are blood family, so it's a bond that can never break. No, it can't if they don't treat you right.
If they don't respect you, you should just cut them off, get rid of them. Find someone else that will, because you deserve people that respect you and care about you and support you.
Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys have any problem with your family, or with your family member, or with your partners, please comment down below, and I would love to hear and help you out with it. And if you like this video, please click the like button, and if you like my content, I talk about relationship and marriage advice. on my channel, and I also do a lot of life coach as well. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys next time.
Make sure to subscribe.
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 Make sure to subscribe to
Make sure to
the
subscribe.
channel. Bye guys. Thank you so much.
See you in the next video.